We're now connected with Niko Fahrisjah, a carnivorous plant enthusiast, as well as a collector. Good morning, Mas Niko.
Hello,
Hi.
good morning, Mr. Paul and Mr. Stella.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Sea Morning Show. So we're very fascinated with this topic, carnivorous plants. Can you tell us a little bit more about these plants and how big of a role they play in our ecosystem?
Well, talking about carnivorous plants, we need to understand how they exist in the first place. So they're actually growing in a place where the soil is very low in nutrients. So they evolve themselves. So they're gonna be able to get more nutrients not only from the roots or from, but also from other ways. Like for example, catching prey, like this prey. And mostly there are 4 common types which are famous. The first 2 is from Indonesia. The third and the fourth one is from America.
Okay.
So the first one we call it Nepenthes, or in Indonesia we call it Kantong Semar. I'm gonna show you one of them here. This one is my biggest collection.
Oh wow! Okay.
You can see the pictures.
TV.
This one is Kantong Semar.
They look like teeth, right? At the edges.
Right? They look like teeth.
Yeah. And they also have many shapes. Like this one, the pictures is gonna be different and has a different colors.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that one is Nepenthes, and then also from Indonesia, we also have this kind of like Drosera. So they have this. If you can see, they have a sticky glue. So this one gonna trap.
Oh, it
the animals.
sticks. It's sticky. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Have those to
And
trap
then-
your flies.
Yeah, and then the third one is gonna be the Sarracenia. This one is from America. Yeah, this one. So they're gonna have a trumpet loops, and they have like a hole inside, so it's gonna trap the animals inside the trumpet. Actually, the tube.
How do they attract the insects or animals into that tube? Obviously, there's something that is going to bait them there, right? They're not just going to wander in there.
Of course. Yeah, so they actually have like a nectars on the lid part. So that there's insects or even sometimes bees or wasps. And then the last one is the most yeah, the most unique one is Venus flytrap.
That's the one I know.
Here.
Oh, that's Audrey.
Yeah. And
The
they
Venus
also have
flytrap.
different colors, like this one. They
Ah,
have
yeah.
color.
Okay.
How big do they
Venus
grow?
flytrap,
By the way, the Venus flytrap is a lot smaller than I imagined. I always imagined it to be so big because of Rocky Horror Picture Show. And
Because in cartoons, they make carnivorous plants so big, right?
Yeah.
And they have such big faces and mouths and stuff. But, you know, out of curiosity, they trap flies and plants, but do they need to trap animals to survive? And when they do trap them, do they literally, like we eat food, digest it? What happens to the animal when they're trapped inside the plant? I've always wanted to know this.
Okay, so don't think about carnivorous plants as a pet. So when you hear the word carnivorous,
yeah.
so you think, oh, maybe they're gonna eat some animals or something. But no,
Or me.
they're non-toxic. They're non-toxic and they're pet friendly.
Okay.
So it's actually no problem. As you can see here, it looks like very thorny,
Yeah.
but it's actually very soft.
Oh, all right. Okay. So it's a leafy kind of a texture.
And actually, roses are more dangerous because they have thorns.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or poison ivy.
But what happens to the insects that they trap, though? Do they digest it or do they just stay there?
Okay, so once the insect goes into the trap, so there are 2 types. The first one is they have this enzyme which digests inside these pitchers or inside this trumpet. And then they'll have to digest it like around 3 to 4 days. Whereas Venus flytraps, they trap the insects, and they're gonna digest them, and these traps become their own stomach and release the enzymes to extract all those nutrients from the
That is so weird. So obviously, I've been raised to believe that plants actually, get their food through photosynthesis, through water and sunlight. But this is like a whole new internal system for these plants. How rare are these plants? Are we likely to see these out in the wild, or are they very difficult to come across?
Well, if you ask me how rare are they, so it's like any other plants. They have this ranging from common types until the rarest type. Even there are like the endangered ones.
Okay.
So if you're asking me if we want to look at them in the wild, so you just know how to where. I'm sorry, you just know where to look.
Right.
So because they're like deep inside the jungle where human settlements are far away. Sometimes they're high up on the cliffs, so it's quite rare compared to any other animal.
Okay.
Sorry, no, I have mouse.
I have a curiosity, and apart from trapping insects, which is always beneficial, what are actually the benefits of owning a carnivorous plant at home?
Well, it's just another ornamental plant that you see. They have like very nice pictures here. So the discoloration, I like it, and then they have this kind of shape, so I like it. So it's just any other I think plants like maybe like monsteras, maybe like philodendrons, and any other plants. So it's just the same actually.
Are they hard to take care of?
That's gonna be a tricky part because they live in a very low nutrition soil, so you need to handle them with a different what is it called? Planting media.
Okay.
Yeah, so the planting media is different. So like this one, I use some they call it I forgot the name. They call it in Indonesia pakis.
Okay.
Like that. Or I often use sphagnum moss or something like that. So they're not using soil. So
Okay.
that's the first one. The second one is the water. So you cannot use obviously those paligia or palm water,
Right.
because they have a lot of minerals. So they are very sensitive towards minerals. So you just cannot like water it with normal. So I usually water with rainwater or even the AC condensed water.
Oh, right.
Yeah, something like that.
I've heard of that too. Yeah, using that water is actually good for
And
you.
they need a lot of sunlight.
Right. Okay, so but can they, since they're carnivorous, they're not, I mean, we would be calling them omnivorous if they can eat anything, but they're carnivorous. They can strictly eat insects. So can they survive without it? I'm curious, like say I lived in an apartment and I don't have any flies or any insects around my house, will they stay alive just through sunlight and regular watering?
Yes, they do.
Oh,
They
okay.
just need sunlight and water actually. So this insect is actually like a fertilizer to them. It's gonna boost themselves to grow further or to grow bigger, something like that.
So you might need to like online order dead insects.
Dead flies, yeah.
Dead flies.
Yeah. If you see me looking around for dead flies outside the studio, you know what I'm doing. I'm trying to.
I think your son would find it a very, very entertaining,
Actually-
plant to take care of.
Yeah, this is actually a question that I have as well. Let's say I do want to feed. I want to give my Venus flytrap a little treat. Will they only digest and consume live flies that land in their trap, or you mean will they reject if I put like a dead one in there? Will they be like, oh no, this is not, because some animals do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one doesn't matter as long as you trigger they have sensors inside.
Right.
So once you trigger it in between 2 or 3 seconds,
Yeah.
they're gonna close themselves. Once it closes, they'll detect that they have food inside.
Right.
Once they think it's not a food, in a few hours they will open gradually. But they know somehow it's God will.
Yeah.
So
This is interesting
how to answer that
because it
question.
means that they have some kind of nervous
Yeah.
system or brain.
It means they'll know if it's the
they'll
fly
know.
or if you accidentally put your
Your
finger.
finger inside. I was
No,
just
that's
gonna
your
say,
finger.
keep your fingers safe. So this is very interesting. But just out of curiosity, I have started seeing a lot of these, during the pandemic, the green revolution has happened.
Yeah.
A lot of people have suddenly gained interest
Everyone's got a green
in owning different kind of, plants. Where can we find carnivorous plants? Is it as easy to find to, purchase for us at home?
So actually in Indonesia, there are like a couple of nurseries like growing it commercially. But in recent, but if you want to find it like in a normal nursery, you cannot find it actually because they're like only for enthusiasts or hobbyists. It's not. It doesn't mean that you cannot buy it, but you just have to go for them, like using your social media,
Right.
or even like join a community in Facebook or other social media platforms. And the problem is that, in my opinion, so sometimes I heard the rumors that some of some of my friends are selling plants in a bazaar, something like that, and then the plants got detained by the government.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because some of the species of Nepenthes are endangered, and
I
they are
see.
being protected by. But the problem is that those people who are like enforcing them doesn't really know specifically which species are endangered, which is protected, and which species are actually normal.
Right.
Yeah,
So we need to do our
that's the
research.
problem.
Yeah, we need to know what we're
Yes.
looking for. Don't just randomly Google
Yes.
carnivorous plants and make a purchase. Mas Niko, last but certainly not least, since they're hard to find, what are the prices? Are we looking at exorbitant prices for these carnivorous plants, or are they reasonably priced?
Yeah, you can treat them as in their hobbies. Like for example, at first I was like thinking 100,000 is very expensive,
Right.
and nowadays my limit is getting higher.
Yeah,
higher.
yeah.
So I'm gonna
Prices
do-
of plants are going up.
Yep. As the demand are also
I
going
guess-
up.
Yes, so I was like thinking, oh, is 500 million is my new limit? Oh no.
Yeah, I guess we have to raise the bar a little bit when it comes to shopping for plants. Mas Niko, thank you so much for sharing with us, and and it was really nice meeting your friends
Yes.
there behind you.
It was really nice.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank
Take
you
care.
very much.
Stay healthy.